What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You're listening to Lyles Movie Files. We're going to have a pretty interesting show tonight because we are going to play Studio Heads. We've got all these comic book movies that are killing at the box office, making $1 trillion, even $1 billion in some cases. And so I've asked the boys to come up with a franchise that could be as successful as the Marvel Studios juggernaut. So let's see what they came up with on this show. But first, make sure that you're subscribing to Lyle's Movie Files on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Himalaya Networks, checking us out on Twitter at Lyle's Movie Files, and on Facebook at Lyle's Movie Files as well. And as always, stay tuned for the daily updates on LylesMovieFiles.com. So on this nice big show, let's see who we got tonight. Gunner, Big Gun, what's up with you, man?
What's good? How's it going, y'all? What's going on, listeners?
Chillin'. Chief, how you doing?
I'm good. Shout out to you and the fans. Thanks for listening.
Thank y'all, indeed. Jace, little brother, how you shaking?
I'm good. It's summertime and enjoying some heat. Hopefully enjoying a couple weekends. Hope everybody's enjoying the podcast. We're going to try and keep you entertained. All right.
And Jake King, what's up with you, man?
Man, I'm cooling, man. Y'all drink y'all water. It's hot as shit out there.
Stay hydrated. All right, so like I said here, this is the assignment. Marvel Studios is showing everybody how you can build a franchise in 22 films in that still makes a ton of money. This may go down as Disney's biggest year ever, basically on the strength of Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame, which combined have made more than $3 billion. It's kind of crazy. And that doesn't even factor in that little indie film, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. So between those three films, we may look at $5 billion for Disney with three films. And that doesn't even include Aladdin, which is also killing it right now at the box office. So fellas, I'm tasking you right now with coming up with a franchise that can be maybe not as profitable as the Marvel Universe, but something that will keep you paid for many years and have moviegoers excited to see your franchise. Chief, you're up first. What do you got?
All right, so my franchise, huh?
Yup. What you got? What you gonna sell me?
Let's take it back, man. Let's take it back to the 80s. Life was sweet. Music was good. Let's go with the $6 Million Man. I used to watch that famously. I think that we could probably build a franchise around it. I mean, I remember them adding also. I remember Sasquatch being in it, all kind of things. So we pretty much are open to put an espionage thing on it, almost like a Mission Impossible thing. He teams up with was it the $6 Million Girl? Well, how was the Bionic Woman? I think it was.
Bionic Woman.
Bionic Woman,
$6 million
yeah.
man and a Bionic Woman.
Yeah, so he teams up with the Bionic Woman at some point. You know what I mean? We bring her in at some point, origin story for her too, and they go out and they save the world together, just based off of their strengths and what they do. And like I said, you can add a twist in there with weird characters and eccentric characters for them to go after and have to defeat. Other than, you know what I mean, just the normal things. You can put powers, certain sort of powers on other people. Other people have their own $6-8 million. Well, I guess it'd be $6 billion man nowadays. They all got their own $1 billion people trying to stop our
46
people.
million last time I looked.
You say who?
46 million last time I looked.
Bro, well, the $46 million man, that's fine. So that would be the franchise. I think it will work out well.
See, you've actually got me excited because we could have
Yeah.
like, the yen version, the the 20 yen version, man.
Oh, I dig it. Word.
Dude, we could just like change up the currency for everybody that they face, and they could have like
$1
a
trillion,
Yeah.
the trillion
international
peso, man.
league. Right.
Hmm.
Dude, it's crazy. And then we could have like the ultimate team up: the $1 billion man and the Bionic Woman have kids named the Bionic Six. Bam.
There it is.
Nice. One of them should be
There it
Sandra
is.
Bullock, though.
Right.
Just saying.
You're welcome.
Hey,
You're
man.
welcome.
Going back to
I'm
the TV movies, I
Right.
enjoyed her as a whatever dollar the next the Bionic Woman, the Bionic Girl, whatever they called her at that point in that movie.
all right, Chief. You've got financing for your
Yeah,
franchise.
man.
I'm on
If I ever get money, dog, we gotta get together on this one, man. I need to win a lottery.
And I have to warn you that your boy is already trying to make this happen in Hollywood. He who cannot act. Mark Wahlberg.
Marky
Oh.
Mark.
I was like, you just named like 5 different people. I'm like,
Yeah, he's been talking about this
First
for
off
like
the
a
time, I was
couple
like,
years.
Keanu Reeves?
oh,
Okay.
that's right. He has been talking about this for a minute.
But you know what?
Has he?
His version would suck.
Oh, we all
He
know that.
can't act.
It'd be based in Boston, and it's like, what?
The Boston $1 billion man.
What do you mean? They rebuilt me? Out of what? Out of what?
Cop House.
Awful.
Use
All right.
Out of what? What do you mean car parts?
So if I farted, would it be like motor oil? Like, what the?
Catalytic converters. My legs? You shouldn't me?
You know, he'd absolutely have to fight Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Don't.
In the Mystic.
How about them apples?
Throw your arm in the Mystic.
Oh my God.
All right, Chief, I'm gonna really put you on the spot. Who is going to be
Kevin
your
Bacon.
your $1 million man or your $1 billion man?
Oh man, it's got to be somebody young, man. I'm gonna go with doesn't one of the Schwarzenegger boys act?
I think it's Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I think it's one of those guys. Something like that. Something like that. A friendly new fresh face. I don't want to, I want the franchise I want to do about 10 years. And in order to do about 10 years.
Is that why you didn't cast a black dude?
Huh? Is that why I didn't?
Yeah.
No. That's I mean, listen. By the time we finish with the Bionic 6, there'll be a black one, an Indian one, so on and so forth.
All right.
Idris Elba
You know what I mean?
as the English one, the pound.
Right.
After they Brexited.
So, and hell, the Bionic woman might be shorty from got her head chopped off in Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Emmanuel, I can't think of her name. Natalie Emmanuel something.
Now the rumor on the streets is Marvel is kind of eyeing her to play Storm.
Maybe.
Light skinned for Storm, but all right.
Yeah, well, that would definitely break this trend, right?
As long as they give a good line. As long as it's not like, what happened to
lightning, but you only get toads and lightning.
As long as they give a good lines, man, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. We can't do more of that bullshit from Marvel. From X-Men.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
All right, that's a good choice. So I'm totally down. I'm financing your franchise. Let's make it happen. Let's put Patrick Schwarzenegger in there and watch the money roll in for the next decade.
Hey.
All right, Jace, are you ready to face the board? What's your franchise?
All right, I'm going to start with an easy franchise, one that I just think has been dropped the ball with. Because we were cheated out of it. So I'm gonna go with Superman. Like that is the first thing I say, hey, we're gonna not take all these DC properties. We're gonna make the iconic DC property, and we're gonna make it right. I mean, we had the Christopher Reeves ones, but the current DC dropped the ball. So we're gonna start there. Superman. We will make money from here. So that's my first thing I had to do is select my franchise. The second one is all right. Because we're starting with comic books, the next thing we have to do is, are we gonna kind of go with the Marvel approach of using? So
you can do whatever you'd like to do with your franchise.
I know. I'm explaining it.
Okay.
Right. Are we gonna do like a trilogy, or kind of like using the best storylines that the Superman has ever had? Like, I was trolling Gunner earlier, messing with like 25 best storylines of Superman, and All Star Superman is number one on that list. But
live action.
That list is wrong, by the way.
I was messing with him, but I just needed some samples. But I was like, okay, if you want to do, like, I thought of my easy one to do, because we've done Superman Origin, we don't have to do that all again. So I wanted to go with the easiest, probably like a starter one movie, and then I can go to my next movie, like my next couple movies. So my first movie, based on like comic books, will be What's Wrong with Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Like, we've already seen Superman, and I might even think of putting another one before that. But because it's the one where Superman proves, hey, I don't have to be as ruthless as these bad guys to be relevant. I mean, these quote unquote good guys, but are really bad guys, horrible people. I don't have to be as violent as them to be relevant. I can do everything they can do. I just don't choose to. I want to show you humans there is a better way to do it, and this is a better example to follow versus eye for an eye. From there, I was thinking about going. But after the next movie after that will be Superman, Brainiac, kind of that storyline that was used to introduce Supergirl. And the reason behind that is because I do want to actually use the whole I'm gonna go all Superman family on this. So I need to introduce Kara as, plucky teen, but Superman's got his own identity. He's been doing this, and I need to have him fight an actual credible bad guy, Brainiac, and we're gonna use that basically like the framework of Jeff Johns' storyline. That he's been fighting Brainiac, but he's never fought the true Brainiac. So now he's actually about to fight real Brainiac. Not like the animated one they did that was just okay, Superman Unbound. That was just okay at best. But from there, I want to go into the War of Superman. I mean, especially is how our culture just doesn't. I think the best stories are the ones where they don't see the social justice word, quote unquote, but the allegory actually comes in their head like, oh, that does kind of make sense. It's only until somebody explains it. Here's the story they really were telling you, idiot. Oh, now I hate it because now you showed it to me. I thought it was a great movie, and I thought I didn't understand why it made so much sense. But I think the War of the Superman will be a great one because it's like, oh, you got a whole bunch of people looking like Superman, but somehow they're freaked out basically because you guys can kill them, and they've been in a bottled city for years. They've been just terrified, tortured for years. Even with all the power, they're just freaked out. But all it takes is one bad incident, then they're on the moon, and everybody's figuring, oh, we got to kill them. They're going to be like Superman. We got to figure out and go from there. And then you end up killing them all. And Superman's kind of got to go. Basically, he's got to figure out what to do with the world after that. So that's my next step. After I've come up with the franchise, I definitely have to select my actor. As I talked about last week, I think I got enough years that I could pull this off. I'm still gonna go with Henry Cavill. I got enough time because I can put these 3 movies, especially even go with Man of Steel, like using Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice, and then going from there. After now he's kind of learned his lesson, we can just use What's Wrong with Truth, Justice, and then I got a little bit of lead time, so I'm gonna put him as my actor. Then I'm gonna have to come up with a writer. I'm gonna need Jeff Johns and understand Jeff Johns like, hey, we're making a live action movie. You are not a producer. You were not anything other than the guy trying to make an action movie based on the comic books that you write. Like we don't need to we don't just crib all the stuff you think to be really cool, modernize it however you need to do. Then the next step I need, because I need to sell this to the masses, is I need a director. Now that is actually where I would be stuck right now. Because I don't know who I could get to direct other than somebody who's done Marvel Universe, who could do this giant. I mean, because I'm going to need giant worlds. I'm going to need something that looks like Thor Ragnarok, because we're going to go to some random planets where Brainiac is, and then I'm going to need to have a basic somebody to make Kandor on the moon. I don't know who that would be right now, but that is where I would. If I'm I'm superhead. That's where I got to do, because I think, all right, people want to see this movie, these series of movies. They just need a little bit of faith to say, hey, they're good. Like, and if you give them one good movie, I think they would come back. I mean, DC's on a nice revival. Shazam's coming out in 2 weeks, and I know I'm going to be picking that up. So if I had the next chance, the opportunity to go with Superman, I'm like, all right, we got to get this right, and we can do it using the current framework. We just got to kind of change some stuff around. So that's where I go.
All right. So, fellas, are we financing Jason's movie? Chief, you're a huge Superman proponent. What do you got? You gonna plug down some money on this one?
Yes and no. And some of his speech, man, it sounded like Superman was like. It sounded like I don't know, like almost like a commercial where you're supposed to give money to support Superman, 35 cents a day to support Superman. It was almost like Superman was a sucker for some of that. He was a caring Superman, and I want to show people that. And I'm like, okay. So
did you see Superman versus the Elite?
Yeah, I saw Superman versus the Elite.
Okay.
And this is when he went to you're talking about when he lobotomized old Black.
No, he didn't. He didn't lobotomize.
He threatened to lobotomize
yes.
Manchester Black, who was not
Didn't
Black.
He go into his head and
he
X-ray visioned out his powers?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He didn't lobotomize.
So anyway, all right. So
he emasculated him.
Well, yeah, but yeah, Jason. I mean, I love Superman. I'm gonna give you the green light.
Okay.
But we're gonna have to talk about this sensitive side of Superman here.
Oh no! No sensitive side. No sensitive side.
Because it sounded like he was trying to. He sounded like he was bringing out a sensitive side of Superman, didn't he?
No. I need We need Superman to actually look like.
Okay, maybe I misheard you, man. Because it was like, yeah, Superman. People take him for granted. He's sensitive. And I was like, what?
No, because I mean, like the thing is, like people think it's like that was the whole problem before Man of Steel. It's like, oh well, he's a sucker. He's not going to kill anybody. It's like if he kills one person, the reason why y'all complain about it is if he kills one person, he can kill everybody. Like that was always the rebalance of that. Like that whole storyline was like, hey, you don't need a dark superhero. You just need somebody who actually has some morals that you should follow, and you actually have a better example of. You don't need Batman. You can't have a Batman is the Dark Knight if you don't have the other guy to say, hey, to counterbalance him. Like, hey, I'm gonna tell you this isn't the way to go. So.
Okay. Or you could have an Injustice Superman, and then you can have the Dark Knight as the good cop. You could go either way. But yeah, all right, I'll green light it.
Okay, all right.
Very good. All right. Javon, what do you got?
Mirror and Chief sentiment about the 80s and how.
Wait a minute, you're not doing Spider Jerusalem?
No, I know we did. I know you did, but we talking about going into a studio and getting some money. We talking about getting some money behind this. Spider Jerusalem ain't getting no money if it ain't Netflix or something like that, man. We talking about $200 million budget. So I got to come with my A shit, right? back to the 80s. The Nintendo Entertainment System gave us, it laid the groundwork for home gaming systems, of course, and it also laid the groundwork for, gaming's going not just from kids but to adults. One of their biggest properties of all time, and we still get these games to this day. The Legend of Zelda. I think The Legend of Zelda, because of its own lore and because of its popularity, lends itself to a movie. It lends itself to being on the screen because one, you haven't seen it since the cartoon in the late '80s, early '90s. It's a especially over the last few years or on the last few platforms. The stories are well crafted. They're really, you get into it when you either watching or playing, these new Zelda games. And Breath of the Wild, I think the last one, which my daughters love to play. I love that game. It's beautiful to look at, one, and it's a fantasy. You feel like you're watching a movie. That's the mark of, to me, great action games, great adventure games, when it feels less like a game, more like an experience. And this is definitely one of those games that lends itself to that. I think this is a game that this is a series, not just one game. This is a series that you could put on a big screen, and done right, you can get 4 or 5 movies out of the story. You can get 6 or 7 movies out of the story. It'd be like the next Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, because people know The Legend of Zelda. And if they don't know, if you make a good enough movie, they'll want to come and see it because it's already a popular entity. And those who may not be familiar with it, word travels. A good movie, people are going to come see it and put eyes on it, and they'll say, "Hey, this is really good. I can't wait till the next one, and the next one, and the next one." You gotta knock it out of the park, and you gotta consistently do it, which is hard to do. But hey, some franchises are able to keep that momentum going for their films, and that's if you're not. To me, that's only if you have a series in mind when you're coming to the table. Not we're making these up as we go along, because you start adding too many ideas. You got different people involved. The way I would do it is I would do it as a series of 4 movies, 3 movies, 4 movies, and I would have these same writers write these films congruently. I wouldn't have them, okay, we're gonna make this one, then we're gonna come back to the drawing board in 2 years. No, we're gonna map this out, and it may take us a year and a half to actually begin filming on the first movie. But to me, that's how great things are done, with time and craft and care. You have to write this thing out from movie 1, 2, 3, 4. And from there, I'm not taking too many liberties away from the source material. Um, I'm going to keep it authentic, keep it true to what it is. Um, I'd hire a director that has a great vision, knows how to tell visual stories, knows how to get the best out of the actors, and operates in that fantasy adventure realm. Like, I don't know, Guillermo del Toro or somebody like that who would want to put their hat in the ring. I don't know. But somebody in that vein, somebody who would really want to be involved with this project from start to finish. And like I said, not just one movie, but from start to finish. That's, to me, the bread and butter of this project, is that you have to be involved from the start to the finish. And that goes along for the actors as well. And I would have to cast this thing to a T. Um, no misfirings, no missteps in casting, and no just shock castings or anything like that. No, we want to embody the character. We want the actors to embody the characters, so that it really translates well. It translates well onto the screen. And like I said, taking our time and crafting a story that's told through these movies congruently. Not, we're coming back, like I said, coming back to the drawing board another 3 years, 4 years from now, and new director, new writers, and we put a stink bomb in front of the audience. No, I want you to be invested from start to finish. You can watch these films and see, okay, this was a story being told. It's not just, okay, they made movie 1, surprise hit, now they kind of come back and do a sequel. No, this was a story fully being told through the course of 4 movies or what have you.
Nice. All right. So fellas, we would agree like this Zelda project.
Yeah.
Solid.
I'm down.
Chief, you throwing in your cash on this one too?
So just let me just get a few things. So Zelda. So there's going to be a Link, and Link is trying to free Zelda, or is he working with her?
That's what we got to write. I mean, we can use some of the elements of the last like 2 or 3 games where they were more based on Zelda's helping Link. You know, we'll get to that when we get to it. Huh?
If I know you, it'll be gratuitous nudity and explosions every chance you get. Okay, it's green light. It's fine.
Lots of movies. Just unreasonable amounts of breasts in this movie. No, we got to make it PG-13. No, you got to make it PG-13. You could have the like a little cheeky something, but we can't show no skin. We got to get the kids in there. We got to get the gay. We got to get the adults and the kids in. PG-13, something like that.
I'm proud of you, Javon. You're growing up here.
See, I'm growing up
as a movie exec.
Yeah. Hey, this is about money. This ain't about growth. Can't do an R-rated Legend of Zelda and turn no gay.
True. Gunner, how about you?
Well, it's pretty easy. It's kind of been done here and there. It's like more of for me, I've only seen it on like a series or YouTube series or like a fan-made joint. And then there was an artist in Brazil who was making comic book series, at least in posters and a few strips here and there, for comic books that mimic the Orishas. If you're not familiar, those are the Yoruba gods. And there's a series called The Rise of the Orishas that either is complete or incomplete. No one has a real story, at least in the States anyway. So I would make one because we do that in the States. Just because someone else is doing it in some other country don't mean that we don't spend billions of dollars doing it here and killing it worldwide, even though some dude in Brazil is already doing it. We pay him off. We say, hey, man, we need your rights. You write it. You kick your butt. Here's your money, too, as we keep going. It was your residuals, right? So, sorry, I'm pitching the whole thing. So we do Rise of the Orishas. There's 7 of them, 7 movies, each with different, we'll call them powers. They're gods, you know what I mean? So, you can call them gods, you can call them superheroes. We can decide that as we go along. Usually superheroes because no one likes black gods. So what are you gonna do? But we could just put it in people's faces and do black gods. I don't care. So you got like 2 water joints, Yemiya, Oshun. You know what I mean? You got definitely Ogon, man. That's like the god of Iron Man. That's gonna be your dude, right? That's gonna be your main dude. That's your Captain America. That's your Superman. That's your Iron Man. Whatever you want to call him. So I mean, like I said, you got 7 of them. I don't need to go through each one, but I'm thinking that's the move. So you produce 1 or 2 movies. You do like they did on the Netflix shows. You got 1 dude, boom, they kick butt. Then you kind of cameo some of the other ones and the other 2. You know what I mean? The other, like the next 2 of the first one, and then everybody has their own once you establish their thing. You know what I mean? We these are gonna be like black actors. We ain't gonna do no Halle Berry Storm, no light skinned Storm stuff here. Nah, these are Yoruba gods, man. Like you can't just throw in Zoe Saldana up in that joint, man. Like you just throw her in blackface like they did with Nina Simone movie. You can't do that. We need real black actors we've never even freaking heard of that are probably struggling working at freaking PF Chang's out there in Cali, you know what I mean, trying to get it in, or New York, you know what I mean, or DC, you know what I mean. There's some cats out here that was like, look, I'm moving to LA so I can get my acting on because I ain't getting none in here. Tall, beautiful, black, dark women, right? So these are people that need to be playing like, oh, shoot, or Yemi, actually, she could play that. But, you know what I mean, like, we need Hollywood to accept blackness again for at least another 2 years. They go through cycles. And then we just throw this one at them. Source material's been here. Source material's been here. Source material's been here for hundreds of years. Millennia.
All right. So, fellas, you've heard Gunner's pitch. Are you throwing in on this franchise?
I got 5 on it.
I need a little more background, I think.
Okay.
I'm not really familiar with the characters, so.
You really sound like a Hollywood producer now.
Yeah. You really
how
do.
About you?
White as hell. I don't know. I can't look up the African gods at all.
Yeah. I don't want to say why I'm not really feeling it, but yeah. Just doesn't.
All right, Chief. Right. How about you? You throwing down on this?
What's funny is Gunner's pitching the joint. He's like, yeah, so y'all don't really need to know the background.
Exactly. Look it up. They're all gods.
Give me my money.
7 of them. Do it like we do. Do it like we do all the other ones. There's 7 of them. They all got powers. Kick ass. Look. What do you think the pitch room was like for every X-Men movie? What do you think the pitch room was like for every X-Men movie? Look, they got a bunch of powers.
Well, I feel there was a lot of liquor in every X-Men movie. They just got them high and drunk.
Yeah, that's some Hennessy right here for you. Here you go. Drip, drip, drip. The banana cognac.
You know what? It's a superhero movie. I'm a green light just because I want to see what it does.
Good deal. All right, Chief, I know you got to bounce out of here early. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to break down some of this crazy Hollywood news. But before we do that, do you have a nominee for Dummy of the Week?
You know what? I just had one. Just as you said that. And guess what?
It's gone, just like
It's flew right out my head, man.
All right, man. Well, next week, hopefully you'll write it down. That way, it'll be right there.
You know, I perform better off the top. You know what I mean? I don't know why I do that.
Top. I mean, it's just bam, no prep needed. Just got you.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, though.
All
right, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the. A quick question though before I leave.
Yeah.
No. Did Kaepernick really stop a Betty Ross flag sneaker? Like, I don't even know if that's even is it true?
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
These bandits are up in arms about that joint there, sir.
Yeah, boy. They really are.
And you know what's funny about people like that, though? Is these bandits ain't even buying the sneakers.
Right.
Even if the Betty Ross sneaker had come out, these cats ain't buying these sneakers. These cats don't pay more than, all these cats hanging and huffing and puffing don't pay more than $40 for their sneakers.
Pretty much.
But they will give you, you know what I mean? But they will give you shit over some sneakers. You know what I mean? They don't know what a $130 sneaker look like.
They don't even know.
Have no clue. You know, and really, I wouldn't buy a Betty Ross sneaker anyway. Like, I tried not to buy, except for Captain America shirt I have. I don't buy images of the American flag like that.
You're not supposed to wear it to be a
You're not supposed to, right. So, but you know, it's funny how they twist these things for their own personal speeches and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but you know, I'd rather have them had come out with the Betty Ross joint and watched it not sell. You know what I mean? Like, if you come out with a shoe with a Confederate flag on it, and then you sell that shoe for $150, none of the people that you wanted to market to are gonna buy it. It's a $150 shoe. They're not gonna buy it.
Shoot, Mom, we can't spend $150.
I might be able to sell them on that.
So this why fuss about it? Why fuss about something you can't? You know, Lamborghini is putting out a burgundy color. Damn it! What the hell is wrong with Lamborghini? I can't stand them. You don't have Lamborghini money. What do you care? They're not gonna go into a Lamborghini showroom and be like, you know what? Is this the only color you guys have? Oh, I'm not getting it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Halle Berry is gay now. Damn that Halle Berry. Was you about to get it? Was there a chance that you was going over there? You know what I mean? Did I miss something?
She's about to call you before she decided. You know what?
Right. These cats is always talking about something that they don't have, they can't get, they're not gonna use. You know what I mean? It's always those cats, man. You're not gonna none of this shit you're gonna even use, man. You're not gonna buy no $150 sneaker. You're not gonna smash Halle Berry, whether she's gay, not gay, whether she's your cousin's friends, uncles, brothers, cousins, mothers, nephew knows her. You're not gonna call her. There's no chance. You don't have a chance. It's nothing. You know what I mean? You're just talking nonsense. Just like me saying the X-Men movies were good. You know, what the hell are you talking about? Because they weren't. So I'm just saying, man, for you to get mad at something, if you're going to get mad at something that affects you. For you to get mad at something that you're not going to be able to afford, you can't get, you can't have, you can't see, it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. It's not something that's affecting the environment. You're not, I get mad when people say they're going to kill whales because that's just killing of whales. It's an animal. Yeah. You get mad because, they're not selling you, Gucci ain't selling your favorite t-shirt no more. Well, it was your favorite t-shirt because you looked at it every day in the magazine. You didn't have the money to buy it. You're never going to go in the Gucci store, get out your pickup truck with the gun rack and run into Gucci real quick and pay $350 for a shirt. That's never going to happen. It was never going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't know why these people don't just take several seats and then, argue if Walmart raises the prices. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Argue if Skoal's Tobacco is putting if they're double taxing Skoal's tobacco on you. You know what I mean?
Now Wrangler jeans start selling for $100 a pair.
Right. You listen. Argue if they're really actually going to come and take your guns, because they're not going to come take your guns. But you guys up in there arguing about that thing the whole time. You just they're never come and take your guns, not one time. But argue about that. Hey, you can't get the new AR when you live in Georgia. You know what I mean? You can go and get it. It's okay. Argue about the things that you can do that matter. You know what I mean? You got your ATV. You like to hunt rabbits and stuff off. You like to eat off the land. You're not gonna go in there and argue about the dentist prices because you don't go see dentists. You know what I mean? That's not you. You're not looking at a dentist. We've seen your teeth. There's no way you're going in to see a dentist. Argue about meth. The meth price is going up. This is the things that you do. But wearing a fresh pair of Nikes, that's not what you do. You know what I mean? Argue that they shut down Kohl's and you can't get your $30 sneakers. But this ain't you. This ain't for your argument. This ain't your argument. Who cares? I haven't heard Betty Ross' name brought up in years. And now Betty Ross is relevant again?
Betty Ross is trending.
All right. I'm done. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Man, that was George Costanza right there.
It was. Bam. Well, fellas, I don't care about the Hollywood news now. I just want to see if anybody else has anything Dummy of the Week that can match Betty Ross and Wrangler jeans. Jason, you got anything?
No, man, that's a lot. Yeah, that's just it. That's just it.
Oh man, you got punk out. I got you.
All right, okay. All right, I'll jump in there. I'm gonna give up the Dummy of the Weeks to the international soccer elite, and I say that very condescendingly, that were complaining about the U.S. women's soccer team for running up the score. As we all say, if you can't compete, try better. It's not running up the score. So don't be mad at the fact that they didn't, put in the third tier forward to try and let them score. They weren't a team that was really that good. So, or you could stop them from winning World Cup, which either one's probably not going to happen. So that's actually my dummy of the week.
Go USA. Gunner, you got one?
Oh, I'm tapped out for dummies of the well. I haven't seen a tank rolling through the streets of Washington D.C. since September 12th, 2001, September 13th, 2001, September 14th, 2001. After September 11th, right? Now we got this Bama doing this military pride parade thing, looking like taking his cues from his buddy Kim Jong Un, and it's just, I'm just like, really, dude. I'm staying away from DC proper tomorrow. I'll stay in Maryland happily with my Old Bay and crabs.
You not going to the Klan rally?
I am not going to the Red Hat Klan rally. I will stay here. I see enough of them when I'm downtown randomly. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah, I was with you, Javon.
Dude, they just kept coming in waves. I actually saw one.
Like a Wednesday, though. Believe. Like, what are you doing here?
Oh, God, I saw one that I couldn't believe. You could tell I'm doing DC, partner. He had a dashiki print T-shirt that I know where he got it from. The guy who sells them right up the road by the, what do you call it there? The Wax Museum.
Yeah.
The guy sells those T-shirts, those dashiki T-shirts, wearing a MAGA hat. And I nearly went into hysterics right on the spot.
I would have taken a picture.
Wait a minute. I would have taken a picture.
I would have memed the heck out of him. I'd have memed the heck out of him.
You're totally confused.
If I had my phone, I would have. This dude had a dashiki print
I'm confused, though. How do you not have your phone?
Where's
your phone?
Woke, but you still plugged into the Matrix. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And you're half asleep. But you still plugged in the Matrix.
When you're waking up.
When you're waking up. When you're in the middle of waking up. All
the way down here.
Loading. Wokeness loading.
Wokeness loading.
And he ain't got up to the top yet.
He was buffering, man.
Buffering.
I was like,
Wi-Fi.
Oh, I was really taking it.
Unable to connect Wi-Fi.
No, I was really trying to stand because I'm like, all right, I know exactly where he got that shirt from because my man sells those shirts all the time, right? But he couldn't help himself.
What you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So he couldn't help himself because I'm thinking he went one block and where the Ford's Theater right there where the Lincoln Waffle House is. And I was like, yeah, we grabbed one of these MAGA hats. I'm killing him. I just had the pleasure of walking into that. And I was like, yo, what in the hell am I seeing? It's I don't know. I can't even describe it. There's nothing you can describe.
Was that like your
Kanye West? It wasn't Kanye West.
Buy your dashiki, get a MAGA hat.
I bet both of them
you
were
a MAGA hat for free.
I was done, man. I was done.
You see what you're wearing? You want to buy this?
Go for it. Come on.
Sure.
Dig in.
Looks good.
Go all in.
Come on in, player. Come on in. All right. Well, is that yours, Javon? Because that does seem like a pretty good dummy of the week.
I mean, my God.
Right
Take
on.
You back. Yeah.
Well,
take you back right on, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to piggyback Gunner's dummy because I picture in my head what I would love to see, and this ain't even a dummy. I'm just piggybacking here. What I would love to see for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna get the Trump my wee little parade of America or whatever. But what I would love to see is for him to be riding the tank up to the podium like Master P and make him say video. but
Oh my God.
dressed up like Apollo Creed and Rocky IV, pumping "Living in America." Detroit City. I love to have him in a robe and all that with the hat on, the pelvic thrusting on the front of the tank.
Lean
like,
into the whole thing.
If that happened, I would go down.
That happened. I'm moving to Canada. That happened. I'm moving to Canada. I'm out.
Dude, I would. I'm telling you, dude, pelvic thrusting on the tank like Apollo Creed, man, living in America.
I'm surprised our cartoon president haven't done that yet. You know, the series that parodies them parodies are for the listeners that don't know, it's a Showtime series, I believe, that parodies our wonderful government right now. It is absolutely hilarious.
Dude, I would love to. That would make my damn.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's gonna rain on his parade. Cool.
It's a special way of pissing on his parade.
So can I piss on him and tell him it's raining?
Well, the hookers used to do that in Russia.
He's used
to drip.
Oh, that won't make the final cut, but it was fun.
Good deal. All right. So mine is for CBS for their outstanding, as usual, editing on Big Brother, where anybody who watches the live feeds or Big Brother After Dark sees the truth behind the contestants or house guests, and CBS decides, we like this person, so we're going to act like everything they said, like Jackson when he refers to having sex with one of the house guests is taking one for the team. And just saying, yeah, she's cute. Maybe I don't want to get into a showmance. Or the colorful way they make the guy, Jack, who said he wanted to stomp a mud hole in one of the house guests, to, well, she's really strategic and we should evict her. Yeah. Good big shout out to Big Brother for their colorful editing of the house guests and trying to make a sham of the show that people who watch the feeds see. So, yeah, those are my choices. All right. Fellas, that's it for us on this episode here. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. When you listen to this show, it may be the 10th of July. But hope you had an outstanding 4th of July, Independence Day, whenever you hear this episode.
Were we that bad?
Just in time for training camp, y'all.
Exactly. So, fellas, thanks as always for rolling with me. Thank y'all out there for listening. Remember, check us out on Google, Apple Podcasts, Himalaya Podcast Network, Twitter at Lyle's Movie Files, Facebook at Lyle's Movie Files, and let us know what you want to hear us talk about during this hot, scorching summer outside of the summer blockbuster movies and no TV shows.
And don't forget our page on MySpace at Lyle's Movie Files and Black Planet at Lyle's Movie Files.
I'm gonna need you to get out of here.
Friendster, yes, all of those people. All right, fellas, thank y'all. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.